Hey everyone, it's Tristan with the Living Learning Communities, and I'm here today with Emily Wright. So the first question everyone has on their mind is, who are you? What do you do?
As you said, my name's Emily. I work over in Honors College. I am the admin, and what that means in this case is I do a little bit of everything. I keep things moving, and basically, my goal when it comes to students in particular is if you have a problem, I want to fix it. And so, if anything is going wrong, I my goal is to help you get that fixed. Now, most people think that that's just honors college stuff, but that's not necessarily true. So, my goal is to help you with whatever problem that may be. I'm obviously an expert when it comes to the honors college stuff, but I have lots of connections when it comes to campus stuff in general. And so, I can help you with a lot of different things. And so, if I don't know the answer, I will figure out what the answer is or connect you with whoever the answer may be. And so that's my goal is to help students with whatever the problem may be.
And Emily, what are some of your favorite holiday traditions?
Um, so I am not a huge tradition person. This is my puppy Roger. Say hi, Roger. Um, I um I do. We get along with our family, and we do family stuff every year. So we take us. I have two sisters, and we get together with them every year, and we take a picture in front of the Christmas tree, the three of us, my two sisters, and then we take a picture with our husbands, my younger sister and I's husband. So we do have a family photo that we've taken like literally every year of our life, and I require that picture. And then we get together for the big family meal and that kind of thing. But I feel like traditions are what you make them. So I have my family that I'm blood, and then I have my family with my in-laws, and I have been very blessed that I have great in-laws. But I also have my family that I've chosen, and so my family that I've chosen are my dog family. Not necessarily Roger that you just saw, but the people who have come with Roger. So I have really, really great friends who we go and do dog sports with and that kind of stuff. And so we have new traditions that we've started with them too. And so yeah, so I've got lots of different kinds of stuff, but traditions are what you make them. And so even if you don't have what normal people think of as traditions, they are what you make them.
So people are done with finals and they're going home for the holidays. Do you remember like when you were like in school and stuff, what was going home the biggest adjustment for like winter break?
Yeah, so I ended up working a lot over winter break. Maybe not my freshman year, because I had a campus job my freshman year. So I actually am an alum of Missouri State. So I got my undergrad here and got my master's and my doctoral work in Kansas City. But when I was an undergraduate here at Missouri State, my freshman year is probably the only year where I took a whole break off. And so the hardest part for me was the switching of the schedules kind of thing. And so otherwise it was just like a normal day off, or I didn't have a day off because I was still working or whatever. But I know for me it's like if I have an extended period off, because with staff we get 2 weeks off, which is awesome because I don't know any job that gets 2 weeks off at holiday time. But it's the getting out of your daily routine and then getting back in your daily routine. And I find that very challenging, especially this time of year. And so I encourage students to be very diligent about that. And then for upperclassmen who may view this, make sure you're staying on top of the projects that you may need to be working on over breaks, because that can be very challenging, because you don't want to do it because it's winter break. And so that's the hard part for me. So I know during my 2 weeks while I'm at home, I have projects that I know that I need to work on. Whether they get done or not is another option, or another thing. But I know the hardest part for me is that drastic change in routine, and then getting back on routine.
In your experience, what's the big thing that people need to like get into when they come back for like spring semester? Like, what's the thing they need to be looking out for? Like, hey, you need to do this when you get back.
Mhm. It's that being diligent about getting back on routine, because it's so easy to slough off, and it's so easy to just, oh, I don't need to do that, or I'll just skip this one class, or it's really early and it's winter and it's gray and nasty and blah, and that is so easy to slip into, and then you slip and then you slip and then you slip. And so seasonal affective disorder, if nobody has heard of those words, Google them. They're a very real thing. It's the gray winter blues and those kinds of things, but it's even a step past just today, and it's that slipping and slipping and slipping. And so yes, so when you first get back into that routine, even though you don't want to, excuse them. And so it's just that that routine, because obviously a big believer in that. And be careful of that first class that you skip, because the first class will lead to a next one, and so on and so forth. So yes, be careful.
If you could go back in time and tell yourself something, what would you say?
Oh, so I have a very interesting story in that my undergrad is computer information systems. Back when we had that degree, it's now ITC is the under or is the code. So it's the IT degree in the business college of business. And then my master's and my doctoral work is in counseling. And now I work for the honors college. so, um, so there is no college, no degree, no classes that are useless. I use all of them on a daily basis. So I do all of our kind of technical stuff. People use, I just have a knack for that, obviously. And then obviously my counseling stuff comes in all the time. Just that's a good degree for a daily basis, and just dealing with people. And so there is no college that will go unused. And so I, at the time, kind of thought that my undergrad was useless, and I just wasted 4 years of my life, when I totally changed paths. And that's totally not true. I use it all the time, and it's such a big part of how I think, especially given that business twist to it. And so, absolutely. And then, actually, one of the funnest classes that I took while I was at Missouri State was my rock climbing class. It was great. So, if you've got time and if you've got scholarship money and that kind of thing, take a class that's fun. Take something that you're going to enjoy, and something that is going to be less stressful for you. And so it's going to give you the relief that you need from, the 400 major classes that you have. Those would be two things that if I was in my undergrad that I would give myself permission to have taken that rock climbing class, because I felt guilty about taking it when I was there. But it was great, and it was exactly what I needed. And strangely enough, I met my husband in it. So, you know, and so yes, so both of those things are exactly what I needed.
So if you're not doing work, like what's your go-to thing to do when you're like at home?
Dogs. So we are, excuse me, we are very active in the dog community. From the rescue, we did rescue for quite a few times, or for quite a few years. And so we volunteered with the Boxer Schnauzer Rescue of the Ozarks. And then we also breed and show Berger Picards, which is what Roger here is. And so we are super, super active with dogs. The joke in the dog community is that I work to give my dogs a better life, and it's completely accurate in this case. So we go to class, we compete, so on and so forth. So this weekend I'm actually going to a scent work trial, and so we compete in multiple dog sports and things like that. So we don't have kids, but I still take my kids to soccer practice. And so we've been getting ready for different dog sports and those kinds of things. So I'm one of the founding members of Ozarks Mischief Barn Hunt, which is another dog sport. And so we're really active, and we do that all the time. And so we're actually hosting our national when it comes to barn hunt. So it's the World Series or that kind of thing of barn hunt. We're hosting that here in Springfield for the next 3 years. So we're always busy, whether it's barn hunt or scent work or whichever dog sport, conformation, which is when you think about on Thanksgiving where they, run around the circle, that kind of thing, where they play pretty puppy. We do that. And so if it's a dog sport, we either I know about it or I participate in it. And then we still help out with the rescue and that kind of thing. Or there's a possibility I have a litter of puppies coming. And so you never know. If it's a dog related thing, I probably am doing it in some way, shape, or form.
Awesome. In closing, let's say someone sees this video and they're like, I like her. What's something that a student would go to you for, and then how could they get to you?
So Honors College is located in University Hall 212. So we're on the second floor. If you don't know where University Hall is, because nobody knows where University Hall is, we are basically in the Welcome Center, Visitor Center's parking lot. So it is Welcome Center, bookstore, us. So we're in that parking lot there, 212. So go up to the second floor. And if you are an honor student, come see me for anything. During non-COVID times, we had people who would just drop in and chat and say hi and those kinds of things. Obviously, during COVID times, things are a little bit different, which makes me extraordinarily sad because our student traffic is basically none right now, which students by far are my favorite part of this job. But if you have a problem or you need advising or you need to schedule with someone or there's anything at all going on, you can call me or email me and I will figure out what that is. You can still drop by the office, although we're not currently encouraging that. Once everything goes back to normal, because I have to have faith that it'll go back to normal, come on by the office. And so, yes. So, but if you're an honor student, anything that's going on, my job will be to figure out how to do whatever you need for it.